Hi there, La Jolla UMC family. This past Sunday after worship, we had a baby shower. A young couple in our congregation is expecting, and our church family showed up to celebrate. There were gifts, especially books and a bookshelf. There was no shortage of laughter, and most importantly, there was cake. And at one point, as I stood next to this young couple, they were overwhelmed. And it was more than the gifts, it was the people. It was the fact that their church family wanted to celebrate with them. Now, if you were here on Sunday, you may remember that earlier that same day in worship, we received several anonymous prayer requests. One was to pray for all the places in the world where there's war, places like Sudan, Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, Iran, Myanmar, Yemen. Another anonymous prayer asked for prayers for people who are homeless because of poverty or war. Another person, anonymous, right here in our church community, though, they asked for prayer because they're struggling to pay their bills. They don't know how they're going to make it through this month. I've been thinking about the breadth of this. A baby shower and a list of war zones, cake and a prayer about keeping the lights on. And friends, that's just one Sunday here at La Jolla UMC. And part of the beauty about it is that, like, nobody resisted, nobody flinched, nobody says, all right, well, we can only do one of these things today. Friends, this congregation celebrated with a young family and prayed for a world in pain, and we held in our hearts someone in our own community who's worried about money. All that in one day. That's a remarkable community expressing remarkable love. And friends, I suggest that's who we are. That's this church family. And I want to invite you to live that way. I want to invite you to be that person, that presence who always leads with love. If you meet someone new on a Sunday, ask how they're really doing, and then stick around for the whole answer. If you know somebody who's going through a hard time, text or call them. Maybe schedule a coffee or some other kind of get together. If you've been feeling disconnected, tell somebody, because we're a congregation that can celebrate baby showers and pray for peace all in the space of one morning. We can also be a congregation that checks in on each other during the week. Friends, this Sunday we're continuing our Reckless Love series with a sermon called Lavish Love. I'd love for you to be a part of it, and I'd love for you to invite someone to experience this remarkable church family. And until then, take care of each other. Grace and peace to you, my friends.